Hello and welcome to Eat Right with Rouses. I'm your host, Keith Whiteside. We are always glad that you are joining us, and even more glad that we have our favorite registered dietitian, April Sins, with us. Hi, April. How are you?
Hi, Keith. I'm doing great. I'm excited to talk about the sandwiches today.
I love it. I love it. I've heard some rumors that it's National Sandwich Month. So tell us about what we can expect with some really good, healthy sandwiches.
Well, Keith, it's National Sandwich Month this month, so I thought it would be the perfect time to talk about sandwiches.
Right.
Now, a lot of people sort of steer away from sandwiches at times. They think, if I want to eat healthy, then it has to be a salad or something like that. But sandwiches are great. It's a great option because it's filling. But I do have some tips on how to make some different kinds of sandwiches because a lot of people are looking for maybe something different in the sandwich. And I'm not just talking about different meat. I'm talking about the different components and the nutrition in that sandwich. So for National Sandwich Month, I have 4 different kinds of sandwiches, and it's basically going to be on the different nutrition value of the sandwich. So one type of sandwich, a lot of people say, I don't eat sandwiches because there's too many carbs because they don't want to eat all the bread and things like that. Well, if you're looking to reduce your carbs by 50% when you eat a sandwich, then just eat an open face sandwich. Just
Oh,
have half the bread, and then make that sandwich. And you can so then you're reducing it by 50%. You can add some vegetables on there, add your protein, and then you have an open face sandwich. And then pair it with whatever you like. The next thing I'm going to tell you about is a reduced fat sandwich tip. Okay, so if you're looking at the sandwich and you're saying, all the mayonnaise that I put on this sandwich might be adding a lot of fat and calories to the sandwich, reduce that by 50% so that you're cutting that in half. And then the other half, put Dijon mustard. Okay, so Dijon mustard is low calorie, it's only 5 calories per serving. There is no fat in Dijon mustard. I have the Rouse's Dijon mustard right here, but it packs in the flavor, and then you're not going to miss that less mayonnaise that you're adding to your sandwich. So I have some right here, and then all I have to do is just close my sandwich right here, and then I'm ready to go. Okay? And then the next one we're going to talk about is a high fiber sandwich. Now, I'm going to do something really interesting today and just kind of keep an open mind with it. But what I have right here for the high fiber, we find fiber in things like beans, our vegetables, whole grains. And so I'm really packing that onto my sandwich right here. So I have some whole grain bread, which I'm using it's called Dave's Killer Bread, but we have lots of different types of whole grain bread at Rouse's that you can find as well. I'm also adding some vegetables on here. I have some of my some greens, some salad greens. I'm going to put some tomatoes. But the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some chickpeas, okay, and I'm going to take just a little bit of mayonnaise, or you can use a little bit of Dijon mustard if you want. And I'm going to take the chickpeas. I'm going to make a mashed chickpea with that, okay. And so just mash the chickpeas with either a fork or a masher, mix that around, and then what you can do is add that to your sandwich afterwards. That's going to add some fiber and nutrition. It's going to keep you fuller longer because of that fiber in there. And then we're going to just have a really delicious sandwich. You can pair that if you want to even add more fiber with some dates, or have some fruit on the side as well. One more sandwich, Keith, that I have for you is a lower sodium sandwich meat tip. Okay.
okay.
So a lot of people get worried about the sodium in packaged meat.
Right.
Well, one way that you can make a sandwich with lower sodium is get some fresh chicken breast. I like to get the thinly sliced, or get a thick slice and then cut it, thinly, and then cook it in some olive oil, a little bit of salt and pepper, or no salt if you want to stay completely without the salt, and then add that to a sandwich. You're adding a really nice source of protein. It's just basically a grilled chicken sandwich. But by making that chicken at home yourself and seasoning it yourself and cooking it yourself, you're going to have that lower sodium sandwich meat on there as well, and super filling. And I use the whole grain bread with all of these because I love the taste and flavor of whole grain bread, but it lasts longer. It has that fiber it has that fiber in it. So
Yeah, we keep Dave's in the refrigerator all the time, and so we keep our bread cold. And so it's interesting that we do some of those variations with, when we're not that hungry. That open-faced option is a really good option. It reduces the amount of bread, but you can stack a bunch of stuff on it.
You can. And when I was little, I used to call this a pocket sandwich because if you fold it in half, then you could fit it in your pocket.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, you can really make it super simple and just really make it easy. But I like to add, if I'm going to have a sandwich, have as much nutrition you can in there. Don't forget about adding those vegetables in there. It's not just about adding pickles. Add some fresh vegetables, some greens, some fresh tomatoes. Even add some fresh cucumbers as well, and that can really give you just some really great flavors. And it doesn't have to be the same sandwich every day. You can add a different veggie in there each day and kind of change it up.
And adding the chickpeas to the mayo cuts down the amount of mayo you use, and it increases your fiber. Some great options. We appreciate it. So April, thank you as always. You make everything look so easy. I wish I could do things as easily as you do in the kitchen, but I certainly have the same outcome, which is really good. Great education and training for us at home. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much. And you can do this at home too.
I absolutely will. All right. That will do it for this segment of Eat Right with Rouses with April Senz. Don't go anywhere. A whole lot more local programming here on HTV.